Okay, here we go. Another round. Single player. Load this son bitch up. Okay, so even more developments. I need to try these, and so let's figure out how we're gonna do that. Maybe baggies. So let's move these over here. Oops. Let's get a empty bag. So this bag has stuff in it. Let's empty it. Empty that bag. Sweet. Okay, we'll put this bag here. Let's give it a color that actually contrasts the table instead of the same color as the table. Or actually, let's see if we can make. Let's see what green looks like. Green. Apply. Okay. So we'll go green. Let's see. These green. So there's 3 different kinds. So let's go ahead and go. Actually, let's make it smaller to be a little bit more manageable. Maybe. Okay, green. Green. Okay. And so we'll go green, yellow. Let's go. Maybe I'll use I'll go 1, 2, 3 for now. So yellow. Yellow. Orange. Red. Okay. Let's move this shit. We haven't used these R's in forever. I don't even remember what they were for. I had to go back so far to figure that out. Okay, so then we were going to do, after that is the purple section. So let's get one of these bags. Let's empty it. Okay. And then let's go with lighter purple. And then let's change the color of the bag. We'll go light purple. And then this is 3 different types. Oops. That's not good. Move that there. Copy, paste. So defuse is going to go here. Then the autoclave will go here. And then the brick oven will go there. Oops. Ha! Get these. Put these in here. Again. Uno, dos. Oops. Not straight line. So let's erase that. Erase that. Go to here. Go 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go with another purple bag. Let's copy this purple bag. Go there. Get these goods out of there. Delete it. Go here. Let's go much deeper purple. And then we get to go 2, 3. And then we'll get the purple ones that fit those 3 bags. And then the rest of those we're going to just put away. Flip. 1, 2, 3. We can delete this. Okay. Let me shuffle all the bags. Let me get these and take these off. Because maybe if I get this right, we won't need these. We'll see. I'm going to try to make like one universal, very simplistic version of the rules. And we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's say we have 4. It probably should be 5 because I noticed whenever I played with Sarah that it didn't work out 100%. Like, we needed more shit to do, so here's that. Okay, so let's set this up. Okay, so this one's yellow. Show, shuffle. We'll just flip this over. That comes with that kind of good. This one's orange. Oops. Shuffle. Go ahead and lock the bags down. Lock. Alright. This one is yellow. And this one is orange. Okay, and then this one is one of these. Flip it. And then this one is one of these. This one is one of these. This one is one of these. These bottom ones. One of these. One of these. One of these. And one of these. So those are the resources that are available for these, but then also remember that the other side is what we're actually capturing. We're capturing that side, and these are going to be the resources for those. Okay, so I'm going to play this version for now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's say they get a persona. Boom, it's the green persona. Green, and then they'll get, let me shuffle these. Go flip. This is pretty nice because that is very nice. So we'll go ahead and, that's, purple are coins. So out of these two, I like that, but I like that too. Let's do this one. I think this is just a better choice. This gives us a green -1, blue -1, and a purple. And purple is a coin, so purple goes there. So that's what it looks like. They'll go first. Okay, so none of these are deep red. They do like the book of the coin. Either one's going to be decent to do, so they decide basically between these two. It's pretty much the same, so they're going to take this one. They'll place the D in the queue. It's going to take orange. Orange is green. To do green, it's going to be 3. That's not too bad. So they'll go here. They'll do this green and this green. That's 3. So they do like that. And then these will go here. Okay, and that allows them to get a check mark here. And they'll get this, which goes up here. Okay, and then that's it for their turn. In between turns, they have 2 blues. They want to turn one of these. They want to get to here, but it's not going to happen. So they'll go and they'll do this, and they'll take this gray all the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll take it to there, and then they're done. Okay, the other player gets persona. Flip. which is also blue. And they're going to put this here. Then they'll draw their cards. These actually don't go in there. Flip, flip, flip. They'll do this. Gray at -1, blue at -1, and the blue book -1. Cool. So during that, they could do this coin at 4, which they're going to do. Coin at 4. Yeah, they do the coin at 4, so that's 1 coin. Okay. Anyway, it's their turn. And what do they decide to do here? We've got this thing. To do that, it's going to take 2 purple. Do they have 2 purple? Yes, they have 2 purple. Take 2 purple, a blue, and a green. So they could go purple, purple, green, and blue. That makes that possible. Purple, purple, green, and blue for this middle section. Or they could do something easier and try to get one of these. What's on offer is, let's see what it is. It's a coin. So yeah, they're gonna try it. Shoot. So that's 3 5s. 5, 5, 5, a 2. Let's do it as a 1 instead. A 1. And let's see. They could go 5, 5, 5. It's all 3 of those. This 4, which we can do, we'll go ahead and do this as a 4. And then they'll do this 1 blue. And oops, which is over here. And then that's taken care of. And that spins all of this. Bam, 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 bam. This is gone. They get a check mark over here. They get this coin over here. And they also get sad faces. Or no, victory points. They get 1. And that's what that looks like. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot left here. They're not going to be able to fill in these dates, which sucks. They have 1 day off. Oh, maybe they can with this. I forgot. Okay, so these come in. I'll do that. They need to do, that'll go to there. Actually, let's do this. And that'll go 2 and then another 1. Then we'll turn this red one green. So we'll copy this, we'll turn it green, and then we'll add another day off. Cool. That's the end of their turn. Back to hell. Got a message. Let's see. Let's see. Where do we go? What do we do? They could do this last part, which is not too bad. It is a coin. This one, was it a coin? Yes, it's a coin, so that's not bad. You get this for a coin. So, for later, it takes a purple and a green. So they could do purple at 5. Because it would, you know, they do their purple at 5 and they do their green at a 2. So they'll do the 5. Oops, too many segments. 5 and a 2. Segment at 2. That gives them 3 sad faces because they're working on the weekend. And these will end up coming up here. And that gives them this and a check mark right there. This one's done. So blue gets 2 victory points, yellow gets 1. Thing is done. Get this shit off of the board. Oh, we'll put it how for the next thing. It's right there. All right. Next part of this goes to the discard pile. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of fucking mess there. A lot of effing mess. That's their turn. We're over here. We've got stuff we can do. Oh, I think they did this too at a 4. So this goes away, and that is also a book. Okay, back to their turn. This turn, they can't really do anything because they don't have the room here. So they're gonna use this. No, they'll use this 3, which is this. Where's the 3? 3. God damn it. Damn it. 1 3. They use this 3 to draw a card to put it into the row. Bam. Okay, so that one gets one of these. This one gets one of these. And this one gets one of these. Cool. Okay. So they're done. They have one last one of these. They're going to turn this green one into a different color. This allows you to turn one. Let's take a look at it. Turn one gray into, or turn one color into a different color. So they're going to turn this gray into a purple one for next round. So we'll just put that there and take that out. Cool. Their round is done. They've done everything they're going to do. Go back over here. They still have 2 weeks they can fill in on their calendar. Let's say they want to do one of these. They look into, this one's not there anymore. Sorry. Bam. They look in here. This one's not doable currently. They can do one of these. They don't want to do, well, they might want to do this one. This one's kind of interesting, so they want to do this one. Except they won't be first next turn. But that's the hardest one to do if they are not foist. Alright, so to do that, oh, they don't have the colors. Son of a bitch. Oh, they didn't do these. Okay, cool. It's kind of cheating, but oh well. They'll turn this 4. Actually, we'll turn this 5 into a green one because of that. And then we'll add a day off. That. Okay, and then to do this yellow, let's look up here. Ooh, yes, I did play it right. Okay, so they'll do 2 5s. So we go 5 and 5. And we use these 2 colors to get this agave that's yellow. It's being taken up. And that takes a check mark here. That's blue. And we'll take that into our areas. Nice. That's the end of the round because their calendar is full and the opponent's calendar is full. 2 full calendars. We're going into the next round. What's up, man? How's it going, Jace? I saw that you. Well, I didn't see. Well, actually, I did see. Um, Sarah sent me a picture of that you signed up, and we're gonna play the cost. It looks like there's only 2 of us so far. Either that, or I can watch you play solo. I can bring the solo rolls and watch you play solo. That would be cool. I'm not very good at it anyway. Just so you know, I like to work on games, and I might be able to work on layers and stuff, but I'm not as good at my own games as I should be. But I guess that's a good thing. That just shows you that I don't know how to exploit it, because if I knew how to exploit it, that would be bad. I hope so. And if they don't, we'll watch you play solo, and I'll play Tiddlywinks while you do it. Maybe. I don't know. Oh man, I heard you played Bus last night. That's cool. I love Bus. Bus is like one of the very few games that I've played in the last couple of years that went straight to top 10. Granted, it wasn't made in the last 2 years, but I waited to play it, and then I played it, and boom, instant, went straight to my top 10, and I don't know what it booted out. I probably need to go look at my top 10, because my top 10 is probably like a top 20, and I don't know it. I just keep creeping in games and calling it my top 10. I haven't really numbered them and shit. I need to do that. Anyway, it's a totally a badass game. um, I can't wait. I I told Sarah that it would be a stipulation at my table that everybody has to fake an American accent. So you're gonna have to practice your American accent. That way you don't freak me out. You know, if I'm gonna sit there and be lost because I need to hear an American accent. Yeah. Oh yeah. Freaking Bus is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I love Bus. Um, it's actually one of my favorite Splotter games because it does the classic game that is easy to teach and so much interaction and so brutal. It's just like an old style that I love. Yeah, I bet you guys can do a pretty good American accent. When we do an Australian accent, it's mixed with English, mixed. You know, it's just there's certain nuances that I don't think we really can catch because to us everywhere is America, and I assume like I remember watching like an old documentary of what I think it was Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden went to like some like a lot of third world countries, and they kept showing um, like Coca Cola everywhere, and they were like everywhere is America. Ha! That's funny. You're right. You're exactly right. And to us, it is slightly difficult for us to be able to tell the difference between South African. I know that's like horrible to say, but South African accent and an Australian accent. And it's hard for us to catch the nuances of the Kiwi accent as well, except for the enthusiasm. We can catch the Kiwi enthusiasm, like that's easy to catch. And probably the uh, the oppression in the voice of a South African. We can catch that too. Just kidding. Um. Anyway, moving on. I don't know. Okay, so before Sarah, I didn't really dig accents. In fact, I was like anti accent. I never wanted to date anybody with an accent. I didn't. I always thought that it was like a cheat code, like for romance was an accent, and so I was anti cheat code. I thought like you got to do it old school. You just got to meet somebody and plain Jane sound very similar. You wouldn't like look at the other person and say, "Oh, you're so cute," because you're from another country or whatever. Because I thought, I don't know, it just seemed cheesy, and I guess the cheese we think we don't like, we end up eating the most of. Is that something? Is that a saying? It is now. Fucking Velveeta, or I don't know if you guys have Velveeta, but like American cheese, nasty cheese, cheese whiz, the stuff they put on macaroni and cheese. Ugh. But it's damn good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay, so that's the thing about like the Australian, I mean the French accent, is that it can be so romantic sounding and condescending in the same phrase. Exactly, cheese with the Z. I like that. That's a good one. Um, like okay, so if you take the Spanish accent, like this the actual Spain Spanish accent, it can sound so romantic until you get to the nasally version of what is it, the Castilian sounding. It is for me because I'm close to Mexico, and I actually speak some Spanish. That version of Spanish is so nasty sounding to me because of the nasally sound. But also, the interesting thing is because the Spaniards, colonized this part of the world and were gone, when Spanish hear the way we speak Spanish, they think that it's like an archaic version of Spanish because it was a pocket of Spanish that never evolved like Spain Spanish did. So our Spanish is very old school and they don't speak like that anymore. So I've heard stories of like Spaniards that come and they think that like some Spanish speaking people here are making fun of them because of the way they're speaking Spanish. It's just this weird thing. Anyway, just a little tidbit about Spanish. I always say that tidbit. It's like, you gain in life like five or six different tidbits and you just tell everybody those tidbits and you think it makes you sound interesting. You just keep saying the same things over and over. It sounded kind of depressing. It's not true, but it sounded kind of depressing if it was. I'm in a good mood. We played up earlier and I screwed it up and we lost. But it felt good screwing up. We recorded it. It was kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen Played Up, but it's a real time video game about making food and delivering it, except it's like roguelike, so you actually get to do progression, which is cool. Unlike I forgot the other cooking game. There's another cooking game which is basically the same thing except without the progression. It's more of a party game. Anyway, so when I love tea, and I've got to find good. I've got to find good black tea when I'm in Australia, and I can't wait to find out. Yeah, Played Up is badass. Yes, it does. We've done. We've gotten several franchises. I got screwed out of a franchise once. because the PlateUp didn't freaking auto save it or save it to the cloud or whatever. But anyway, like I was saying about Australia, whenever I go down there, I got to find a good iced black tea. And see, us Americans are all about ice. We love ice and everything. We have like fountain drinks and styrofoam, and we just fucking, as much waste as we can make, we will make it. And so I told Sarah that I'm going to have a hard time finding ice. Like we're going to, like, I'm going to have an ice crisis when I'm there because I'm seriously, I'm all about ice. We've got ice makers in the house. Every time I get a drink, it's just full of ice. I love ice. It's just an American thing. We're into ice. And straws. Lot of straws. You know, like not the turtle safe straws. We like the plastic kill the earth straws. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm not drinking this in one sitting. Not in one sitting. Okay, so don't think this is one sitting. This is a whole day tea. Well, 90% of the day tea. Okay, so like, I don't know. But that's not one sitting. That's not like 10 minutes. That's like a serious all day tea. I filled the cup up with ice twice already. Because, the tea's sitting there and then it melts. It dilutes the tea, but, or you can look at it like it makes more tea. But yeah, us Americans and tea are fucking crazy. I mean, not tea, XL cups. Yeah, Sarah asked me what size shirt I wore, and I was like, I wanted to ask Australian sizes because I'm sure ours are much bigger. Our medium is probably fucking quadruple X there at the very least. Anyway, I've been talking like crazy. What was I doing? Okay, so that was in between rounds. That got done. I'm going to go to round 2. That's still out. Income phase here. 2 coins to spend. We're going to spend 2 coins. That costs 2 coins to unlock that thing. So we will use... Oh, that's probably stupid. Use 2 coins to unlock that. Don't think it's going to matter because I'm not playing that much. But I'm going through the motions. Here they have got 1 book, and that's all they got. 1 book will not do a damn thing. So they don't get to do anything there. Then we're going to do some upkeep. 1 of each one of these colors. So that is a green, a red, a purple, and a blue, and a gray. The gray comes in here at 5. The blue there. That one. The green's the only one that goes there. So that's where these things go for income phase. Income phase over here. Pretty much the same crap. A gray goes here. Let's get these 4 colors. And then a blue goes here. The other 2 go here. And then that's all of that mess. Oh, this is the cool thing. This one comes in here. They actually collected 3, which is cool. These go... This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. Yes, that is an amazing documentary. When the guy's going across the water carrying the agave on his head, and they actually had to do that where the bridge got washed out, that was really cool. And then when everybody got together to help whenever there was a flooding, that was amazing. Yeah. I listened to a podcast very, very often. Let me see, what was the name of the podcast? It's got the most horrible fucking intro music to this podcast. In fact, whenever I talk about horrible music to podcasts, this is the podcast I talk about. It's called the Agave Social Club. Let me put it in there. You probably already know about it, but Agave, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a podcast that I listen to all the time. Yeah, same here. Same here. I Yeah, oh man, so knowledgeable. Like some of the best episodes he has when he actually goes to Mexico and he talks about the different distilleries. I want to go next year. Um and I'm hoping maybe fall, but we'll see what happens. It's not that expensive for me to go since I'm like right there. Still want to go though and check it out and meet all these people. I've got some really good tequilas too. I went crazy there for a while and was drinking them. Now I'm just collecting them, and oh my god, man! Fortaleza, so good. What is it? G? Is it G3 or G4? It's G and then a number. It's either G4 or G3. So good. That is some good tequila. Yeah, I got my friends into tequila because I told them all I'm gonna make a tequila game, and then they're like, let's get into tequila, and that was like another reason to do it. So yeah, well, American dollars for a silver that's good, you're gonna pay in American dollars 40, 50 bucks, $60 on the high end. You could pay a little bit more, like for the really, really hard to find shit. Um, but for the añejo, which I'm really into añejos, you're at $100 American. But oh man, so good though. So different than the crap that I grew up drinking, like Jose, and getting sick of a Jose and never wanting to live again after drinking that mess. Do you guys have tequila bars and stuff? I assume, and I would assume that they're really expensive. I don't know if you've been to like a restaurant here. The staple, like for people who barely get into tequila. I'm not saying that's you, but I'm just saying like people who barely get into tequilas is that the one, the big tall white thing. Ah, I haven't tried that mezcal. I tried some mezcals, and the so far the smoky flavors too much. I wanted to try. There's one called Lost, like Lost Soldier, Lost Soul, Lost something. It's on one of those episodes, and it's supposed to be really, really good and not as smoky. But generally, the smoke gets to me because you kind of. I haven't had the right drink. Let me put it that way. I haven't had the right drink because the smoke just kills everything. And mezcal, I think, is going to be a hit or miss thing. And because it's hit or miss, I think I've been hitting all the misses. We have this place. It's called Alamo Cafe. No, Alamo Movie Theater. And they make specialized cocktails there to watch your movie. And I mistakenly got a Paloma there that was a smoky Paloma. And man, that almost ruined me on the idea of a smoky drink. So I'm still trying. I'm totally down to try mezcals. And I'm thinking maybe it's something that's just better sipped. But definitely in a mixed drink, I have not been happy. Too smoky. Have you tried that tea? Lapsu. Lapsang? Is that it? I'm not sure. It's like a really smoky tea. It's basically green tea that they smoke as they uh, as they transport it, and it makes it like last longer. But anyway, so whenever you have the tea, it's very, very smoky. It's very campfirey, and tea snobs want the least amount of smoke. And so like the hipsters are all going for like hardcore shit tons of smoke. So they've evolved to become way more smoky for the Western market, Lap. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, especially with light smoke. But if you get it now, they say that for the Western market, it's it's too smoky. It's hipster smoky. I did a deep dive on that too. I'm like you, man. It's deep diving on any kind of freaking knowledge. I think it's an obsessive compulsive thing. It's just like you you have so much information available, you just like go crazy, and it's just like a rabbit hole. Everybody goes down information rabbit holes for some reason. I already know here's changes I need to make. So when did you start getting into tequila? Did did me working on a game about tequila, or did you already go down that rabbit hole? Because I went down the rabbit hole thinking about wanting to do something. Okay, so you probably don't know this. Um, After the cost, I did another game called 1903. I might bring a copy. Then I did another game, and then I was working on another game. So the other game that I was working on was about the triangular trade slavery thing, and it was talking about some of the ironies in the UK, well, English system. So like whenever they were about to abolish slavery and they were going to basically pay slave owners, there's this whole history of that becomes very interesting. And I was going to tell that story. And then I decided it was probably a bad idea for me to tell a story about slavery, even though I am a person of color. I wasn't the person of the right color to tell that story. I thought. I mean, anybody can tell that story, but I just figure it's not my story to tell. So I wanted to do something a little closer to home. So I abandoned the game about the triangular trade slavery thing. I was going to try to do it with taste, and it would have been difficult to do, to tell the story and to talk about the suffering. It was going to be really a really downer. It was really, the research was like, it almost brought me to depression because it was so bad. But anyway, so after that, I started working on Matchstick Girls. But while I was working on Matchstick Girls and decided I was no longer going to work on the slavery game because it wasn't my story to tell, I just asked myself, what story can I tell? And then I started thinking about Mexico and family that was from Mexico and stuff. So tequila. Sorry. I could have said that so much easier. Just said, I was going to work on a game, decided I did do tequila because that's more of a story to tell about heritage. Anyway. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm hoping that more people get to see the artisan tequila. That's like the whole point. And like the really interesting idea about the tequila distilleries is, and I hope to be able to tell this story. I'm not anywhere near that because I'm still screwing around with mechanics. But once the mechanics get closer to nailed down, and I'm able to work on the story, one of the stories I want to tell is, you have these workers who work at this factory, and they basically get bought up by Americans. A lot of these distilleries, or they get used by Americans, but the guy that's actually working on the tequila, the guy that's making the good tequila, he stays in his same job. So your company keeps getting bought out, and it gets sold and resold, and the work you're doing gets repackaged, and it gets put on these other names, or people know who you are, and so they seek you out and they want to use you to help them make their tequila brands. But it's a sad story because the people that are profiting over this craftsman are just people with money. They come and they hire this dude to do that, and he sees the same distillery. The distillery is not necessarily getting better. They might buy new equipment, but his hours aren't getting. He's not getting less hours. He's still going to work every day. He's still making this tequila. He's doing a great job. He's a skilled worker, but not a Western skilled worker. He's a third world skilled worker. So the relationship between the third world skilled worker and the people who own the factories and the people who keep rebuying the factories and are profiting and are making all the money from these factories, they keep changing. And his third world ass is still there, working hard at just making the best tequila he can. Now, it's great whenever it's owned by, a local or whatever, but it's not necessarily the story that you keep hearing, especially in America. You keep hearing about, oh, George Clooney made a new tequila. He didn't make shit. They found someone who was already making tequila. They were making tequila forever. George Clooney, basically, he turned $1 million into $20 million. That's what he did. Anyway, I want to tell that story sort of in a small way, but I don't think I'll be able to. We'll see. I'm going to try really hard. Yeah, I always want to tell these sad stories. Yeah, I think when I think I had a couple of drinks before I unveiled it and all that. I don't know. I wonder too. I wonder too. I know, like, it's really weird. Like, on that podcast that I shared, like listening to it, there was there's this dude, and he's always very enthusiastic about Americans starting new tequila brands, and there's not a whole lot new to it. Like, they don't offer new what do they call them, nom numbers necessarily to new places. It's just places getting divided and rebought, and I don't know. It's just really weird. It's cool though. It's cool to make a game about it and to try to show the worker. That's why I've got, like, in this game, you're working on the weekly, you're working on your schedule, you're working on, like, the very mundane, crappy part of a job. You're doing that, Be- and trying to make it slightly fun, but not too fun. You don't want to show that, like, your life ambition is to slave away at a fucking tequila factory for your whole life, but that's basically what you're doing. You don't have a whole lot of other things to do, especially in these areas. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not. I'm starting to make myself sad. Um, it was cool to see in that documentary, but it was also sad because, like, on the American shelf, it's just so many American companies that have gone in and relabeled all this hard work. It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think not very popular. Thank you, man. I'm trying to. I'm working on it. I think I've changed it a couple of times, and in the last day, I've come up with a crap tons of changes, and I'm just playing one part at a time and thinking about making these changes and stuff. It's taking a lot longer than I expected because I'm nowhere. I'm not even. I don't think I'm a tenth the way that I need to go, but it's doing stuff. Sarah played a part of it the other day, like 2 rounds of it, and it went interesting. It went well. It went really well. It's shaping up. It it's going to be in the heavy realm, I think, but it's going to be cool. I hope that somebody doesn't beat me to making a tequila game. That's why I wanted to keep it under wraps. Not that I think anyone will steal the design. No one's going to steal this shit. But they might steal we should make a tequila game. Because the tequila game could be fun. Like, originally, I was thinking, if you were at a con and you saw a bunch of people playing a game and they had a shot glass and they were doing something with the shot glass, like mixing cubes in them, and then they, like, slammed it on the ground, that would be table presence. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, but if they steal the idea, screw it. It's not going to be anything like this. So I'm just gonna like. I guess I usually didn't care because I thought my themes were somewhat okay. The tequila theme is not that much out of the box. The other games maybe so, but my 1903 game was about uh, early vehicles. It's about the dawn of the automobile industry in America, and how you have tycoons, and these tycoons have ideas. But back in the time when you could actually take an idea and you just go forward with it. This is pre factories. This is we. I've got an idea. I got to get some money together. I'm gonna make this cart basically that works on it with a motor. So you have these tycoons, and they're all borrowing and learning from each other, and trying to make these um, horseless carriages, which is what they fucking basically are, and that's what this next Splatter game is going to be, is a horseless carriage. So it's the same time period, but I came up with mine first. But anyway, so you have these tycoons, and so you play as a investor, and you invest in the tycoons, and the tycoons are borrowing from each other, and they're trying to make the best car they possibly can. And the game ends in 1903, and that's when uh, the Ford Motor Company started, and that has to do with Henry Ford taking all these other ideas and coming up with a revolution idea that to make things cheaper instead of just going crazy, just make it cheaper. But anyway, so it's about the same time period, and unfortunately, Splotter came up with the idea to do horseless carriage, and now I'm gonna retheme it. I had a publisher going to do it, but the publisher had a lot of stuff happen during COVID, so I'm going to retheme it and probably publish it myself or in a different way. But anyway, I'm going to bring several interesting little games. So I'm probably going to bring 1903 because I think I have a copy and get it played. But it plays like a game for someone who's into 18xx and stuff like that, and cube rails and shit. Yeah. Um. Anyway, I like to talk. I shouldn't. I should keep my mouth shut before I get in trouble for saying something stupid. Cause I don't. I try not to filter. I just talk ideas as they come, and then sometimes that's not a good idea. And the more you talk, the more likely to stick your foot in your mouth about something. But anyway, about games, I hope that that one gets picked up by somebody because it's really good. And I don't just say it's because it's mine. I mean, it's a lot of fun to play. Where am I at? Okay, cool, man. Yeah, definitely, dude. I've got it on TTS also. So if I don't bring it, and I don't know if you play on TTS, you played Bus. I would definitely love to teach and play it, and of course Sarah loved it, so it'd be cool. If we're not over there, then online in the virtual world. Where in the fudge was that from? That was from down there, from Let's Play. Um. Okay, so this player's going first. They'll draw their cards. We will decide to do this one. This goes away. Oh, it's 2 cards and 2 days off. And we'll do this because we have a purple. I mean, no. It was one of these 2, so it'll be fudge that one. Okay, so blue -1, -1, then purple, which is one of these coins goes here at -1. Then we have a book at -1, and then we have green at -1, and then we have a gray at -1. So we're all ready for 2 weeks. Then they have a gray autoclave they can use to do that. They're first, and they might as well. And if they do it, that'll give them a coin. So they'll do this and puts that back here, and that goes away. And it gives them a coin. Actually, it doesn't go away. They get to choose between this one and this one. Which one do they want to keep? Maybe. I don't know. They can't keep stacking those. So yeah, they would get the choice. Do they want to get that one or that one? They can only keep one. They'll let this one go. Cool. This one will go back in the bag somewhere at some point. Doesn't really matter right now. Anyway, that was a purple, so that's a 5 to do it. Takes a 5 segment to do it. We'll do it here. And that is a coin as well. Oh yeah, definitely, man. Games. Got to get more games in. Do I want to do these? Probably not until I know. Actually, we're going to do this one. Might as well. That's not in there. This is a coin, which would have been at a 4. We'll put that here. And we'll see what happens. Cool. And that's a book, and I got it. Back here. Oh, and that's medium difficulty, so victory point. This thing. That's a green. They do have a green, so they're going to go ahead and use their green to do it, and that's a coin. Now the question is, idea or coin? They decide they want the idea. Let this one go. Just go up here. And oh, that's a 5 because it's purple. Place that here. Okay, their turn. Oh, that was done. That's a blue. Where is it at? That'd be done like that. Blue 2 points. Yellow 1, nothing exciting. But ideas for the next part. That's done. Okay, so I get to start one of these. Do they own a green? No, they do not. Oh, well, that was in between turns, so this gets replanted. Flip, this gets replanted. These move over. This one would have gotten harvested. Flip it, flip it. So the only one that's available is this orange, so that makes it easy. We'll go for this orange right here. So that's a green and a green to get that. So that's a 4 and a 5, or we could do that. Well, we'll do it this way. 4 and a 5. 5 and a 4. Those will come in here. Oops, I'll just move this over here. And that is this orange. That goes here. This comes here. Cool. Let's That's all they did. So in between turns, they're going to have to decide some stuff. They got a book here that's 4. They'll do that next. Yeah, that's it. Lapsang Souchong. Lapsang Souchong. Yeah. I've had some really smoky stuff and stuff in the middle. I want to try some really light stuff. It's good. If you like campfires, boy, it tastes like a campfire. It do. I'm gonna need purple. Ooh, yeah, that one's a difficult one. If they don't do that, 3 purple, 1, 2, and let's make this easy on myself. And we'll move one of these. 1, 2. And let's go ahead and move it another 2. All right. Over here. Do they have enough purple? They need 3 purple. 1, 2 purple. Not enough purple to do that. But they've got these, which will make this easy. So, ooh, but that's a red. They don't have a red. They'd have one of each. So yeah, let's just do this one. And I haven't been doing the right stuff. So this one was D. Here, C, which is going to end up going there once they do. Oh, these were, shoot, it's going to take a crap ton of green. They can't do it. Son of a bitch. So no, not happening. We can do this one though. You'd take green to move it over to do a grow. So yeah, we'll do a 2 green here. Green. These are from last round. Which goes here as a 2. And then this was yellow, so we'll do that. So that green 2 will that'll move this here, and then we will, because I think, yeah, that does the best against them. So that 1 green did that, and then this one, which is another color. We'll have to do something with that. Oh, we can do it where it spawns it, so we don't have to do anything immediate, and it does one of any color, so we'll do another green. I think that's the way it'll work. There, and that. This side allows, okay, so between this one and this one, which one will they keep? They want the book. They're going to do away with this one. This one's going to go back here. There. Unfortunately, they don't have a whole lot of choices. Move the gray to there. Okay, back to this other player. Oh, this will get slid in there. Did that. Cool. This other player. They've got these blues. This one takes a blue and a green, so they could do blue, green, and 2 purple. Yeah, okay. Blue, green, and 2 purple. So the blue and the green be the 2 ones. Blue, green, 2 purples. Purples are 5s. That's those. These go here, and these will go here. That did this middle one there. That took this, which is C, to here. That goes here. And 1 victory point because of the difficulty. I got 2 autoclaves. Oh, okay. So they would choose. They can only keep 1. Which one would they keep? They would keep the coin one. Maybe, I don't know. Ah, okay. So what could happen is they can keep 1 until they do an upgrade to keep more than 1. Gotta remember that. Upgrade more than 1 as an option. These all come into here. Let's go ahead and we need some gray ones. Some green ones. So we'll turn this one green. There. Boom. Okay, so this one we can turn any color into green. So let's turn we'll turn this one into a green one. Okay, and then I can't think of anything in there, and then we'll get a coin there. Okay, so this thing is outdated. You have to remember that to go to the newer one. This person's turn. Do they have a red? No, they don't. They could gain a red one here. They can do this one if they had 3 purple, which they don't have. They could start a new one. Instead of starting a new one, they could do purple, red. And they could do 2 5s to make that happen. Purple, red, 2 5s. Cool, done there. That takes this goes here. I assume there's not another red one there. Cool. That moves this one to here because that's the red one. Then we need to go ahead and make this blue. Oops. Copied the wrong thing. That would go there. This goes deleted. There'd be 2 points blue, 1 point yellow. This one's done. Too much fiddly stuff. Need to fix it. You know what's crazy? Whenever I go teach the course is I'm going to have to fucking read the rules. I sort of remember. It's been so long. We worked on the expansion stuff, and then we worked on the solo rules so much. Like, that was all. That took a couple of months of just working on the course, and that's all we played. So I'll have to relearn it. I haven't touched the game in over a year, probably at 2 years now. Only 2 weeks. Well, for me, 2 weeks, because I'll leave and then go forward in time, and then when I come back, I'll go backward in time. So for me, 2 weeks, but I'll actually be there just short of 2 weeks. Like, instead of 14 days, I'll be there like 13 days because of the time in flight, or maybe is it 12 days, something like that. So about 2 weeks. I'll be there on the 19th. Well, I'm leaving on the 19th, and I actually show up on the 21st because of time traveling. And then I'll leave on I think I leave on the 3rd and show up here on, or do I arrive on the, oh shit, I need to look at, you know what? I'm glad you asked. I need to look at my freaking schedule. I think I leave on on Friday and I get back on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe I leave on Thursday. That's scary. I need to look because I need to arrive on the 3rd. Let me go over here and take a look. Good question. Let's see. Qantas. Is it common for words in Australia not to have a, like, you guys use British English, so you're going to have a lot of U's that Americans don't have, but why does Qantas not have a U in it? I imagine it has to do with the origins of the word. Let's see. There, Sydney, there. Okay. December 4th at 7 a.m. So, yeah, I leave on the 3rd. And I end up here on the 4th, I think. Fucking time traveling. Ah, that's why. Duh. That makes sense. I thought it was like an actual, like, a word that I didn't know that was particular to Australia, like a colloquial term or something. And you guys dropped the U, and I was like, that's strange since you guys add so many U's. Well, British English does, not you, but. Okay, so I leave Sydney at, looks like 8 p.m. End up in Honolulu that morning on the 3rd. And looks like December 4th. I will be, yeah, so I'm leaving on the 3rd, and then I'll be in Dallas on the 4th. I thought I would lose more time. Something's weird. I'm gonna get ready and start listening to like a lot of Midnight Oil. Get ready for my trip. Watch a lot of. I'm gonna say it. Funny. Um. Yeah, like okay. So if I can get away with several things, I'll be okay. So like everyone here is gonna ask me, "Did you eat?" And then put in the fucking. Oh, did you eat kangaroo? Did you eat koala bear? Or did you try crocodile? You know they're gonna. It's a bunch of that stuff. What the hell? I already forgot the name of that freaking stuff. What is that stuff you guys put on toast? God damn it. Vegemite. How much Vegemite did you eat? Or is it No, the British people, it's Marmite. Yeah, Vegemite. Yeah, how much Vegemite did you eat while you were there? Did you? I'm gonna say like I had me a freaking a double down, which was it's basically two koala bear patties with kangaroo in the middle, with the only sauce is a honey mustard Vegemite. That's funny. Don't do it. That's funny. Oh, I'm gonna try not to do those things because they're gonna ask me. They're gonna ask me over and over. Did you have this? Did you try that? Koala bears. It was cute and tasty at the same time. I'm just gonna say it okay. So when you go to Honolulu, whenever you go to Hawaii, the first like you go on this little tour bus. If you go on the tour bus and they point to a tree and it has a pineapple in it, and they say, uh, "Look at those pineapple trees," and then like fake pineapples, and they go, "Well, that's the first thing you're gonna learn is pineapples don't grow on trees," and so like they get you. So I'm gonna say like the first thing when you pull up, the first thing they do is hand you a cute Tasmanian devil or some shit, and then it scars you up, and then they tell you the first thing to do is don't trust the outback or some shit. That's good, man. Just get photos with everything and don't do it. It's all gonna be like staged. Like I'm gonna like say this is a koala burger, but it's just a regular hamburger. Do you know? I'm big into wine. The difference between a Syrah and a Shiraz, a Shiraz and a Syrah, it has to do with the way you guys pronounce it, and that's how it became a whole different wine. I mean, now it's different. Like you would go to Chile to get a Shiraz, but Aussies totally like uh, mispronounced Syrah, and then it became its own variety, and now it's its own thing. And I think it's Cab Franc Cab Franc, and what else is it? It's a petite. I know that. Yeah, I think it's a. I think the actual grape is called a petite something. I don't know, but yeah, I was like, what? And so in America, we get there's a very few companies that make uh, Shiraz, and one of those is Yellowtail. Yellowtail is an import that's supposed to come from Australia, but it doesn't really come from Australia. Some of it does, but it's basically a bottling company that I guess has a thing in Australia because most of it comes from Chile. So yeah, when I heard that, I was like, "What?" And now it all makes sense, doesn't it? And so now you can see why I would think that Qantas was a word, like a colloquialism or something. We're almost done. Got that there. Let's see. There's that. We'll go back. I think we're coming back over here. No, they were doing something. They did that. They got that. Then their round is over. Then we'll go over here. Is it over though? Yeah, they did two fives. These two fives got that. So we're over here. What will they do? What? They did these two fives. Oh, I didn't put them over here. That's where I'm at. Bam. These two here. Do this. Then move this blue over two. And then we'll turn that blue purple. And that's pretty cool. And then this was here to do that. No. That is here. So this one is... Oh, I screwed up. This one was already here. That would have turned it that way, so it doesn't go there. But we get to do... Doesn't really matter, so we'll just place it there to place it there, unless we want to turn... No, we don't. We'll just place it there. Cool. Ah, funny. Do, have you watched Rain Man? So, um, I told my buddy, "Hey, I'm doing Qantas," and he did the Rain Man voice, and he's like, "Qantas doesn't crash." No, no, Qantas doesn't crash, and that's the thing from Rain Man. Um, I have only two copies. It's sold out. I'm supposed to get a bunch of Chinese copies, and if I had those Chinese copies, depending on the quality, which I'm not sure the quality's up, if they were good quality, I would bring them. I think they were probably shoddy quality because they weren't done in the same place. Because I think they were done in the Czech Republic when Spielworks did them, and then it got licensed out to China, and then they did it, and they didn't even ask for the file, so they just basically ripped off the copy. I mean, they paid for it and stuff, but they didn't. I don't think they got the files from Uli. They just had like Chinese operatives making their version, and I bet you the copies aren't as good. But anyway, there's a pile of five of them that I'm owed. Well, at least the publisher said they would send them to me, and they're sitting in Hong Kong in a warehouse because of COVID or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they told me. But anyway, so I know there's some copies in Australia that are still for sale. I'm gonna I'm gonna hold off on my copies as long as I can, unless it ever gets bought and then redone proper. We'll see. But yeah, that'd been cool. I wish I had a lug like 10 of them, and then waited for them to sell out, and then try to make some money at that little bitty window when there was none. There was none in the BGG market. There was none, except for stores that nobody knew about or didn't sell online. That would have been cool. I would. I've always wanted to be a board game. What do you call it? Speculator. Yeah. On my contract with Spielworks, I get a certain amount of money up front, and then if they sell it, like relicense it to somebody else, I get a portion of that money, and my rights revert back to me this year. At the end of this year, I'll get the rights back to the cost, and I could kickstart it if I wanted to. I can resell it. I've got an expansion that we've made, so I could repackage it with the expansion and try to sell it, or I can shop it around to other publishers, whatever. I can do whatever, but I'll have the rights at the end of this year, I believe. I got to look at the contract, but since I signed the contract in 2018, it got printed in 2020, so I think it's this year that I get the rights back. So I have a friend, I don't know if you know Jim from Punching Cardboard. Uh, he has a horse racing game. It's pretty good for as far as horse racing games go. Like, I don't know if you've played a lot of them, but like Turf Master and those, they're very party gamey, but they're still fun. Well, anyway, his is nothing like that, but it still goes down the tradition of horse racing games. Uh, Eagle Griffin bought it, and they paid a lot for it. Well, for an early design of a first-time publisher, they paid more than they usually pay. They bought it from them. Uh, Eagle Griffin switched the head guy, basically the main dude. His son took over, and he went to go work for another company. I think he's back. Anyway, they never published the game. The rights reverted back to him. He got a few $1,000s for free. Didn't get his game published. The homeboy's upset because he wanted his game published. I'm like, dude, take the money and run. Publish it yourself. Figure something else out. But like you got basically you cashed in on it and it never got published and it's back in your name. You know, re-put it out there. I don't know. Oh wow, that's cool. This okay. So what happened to Jim is while he was going to college, they had a horse racing track, and it was one they could bet at. So they would go down there, and he learned the horse racing game thing. Like he learned, like uh, when they were like, I guess the lifespan of a horse when it's in its prime, the types of tracks. So it's like in depth. Like it talks about like mutters. I didn't know any of this shit. Like mutter horses that like do better in quarter mile. Like I don't know any of it, but anyway, so you got these different horses, and you basically bid on them, and you get your jockeys, and you put them together, and you try to race the horse and get him into where he races the best. Like if he races the best at the end of a quarter mile, you try to put him in that position so that he can win. But you know, it it's a really good model of what it would be like if you were a person who went and was watching horses and betting on them. It's really cool. Um, so hopefully it'll get made. Mercury Games was looking at it, but Mercury Games really hasn't done anything, and they were interested in selling their company. I think the last thing they did was that Kickstarter for 18xx chips that were like, instead of being like just the chips that were for the money, they made 18xx chips that were companies, um, like historic companies, like old Ohio, and I don't know if you've seen the Mercury Games thing, but it's pretty cool. I hope the game gets published. I'd like to see it because he's a friend and all that too. And it's fun with six people at a convention. It's a hell of a lot of fun. If I had a copy, I'd probably bring it. But it's like all games. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Actually, maybe while I'm there, me and Sarah will tell you about an idea about this whole company thing. And yeah, we'll sit down and talk to you about it at game day. Or maybe she we're gonna pair up, and she's more on the business minded than I am. I'm an artiste. Don't mess with me with businesses. Um, so maybe she can explain it decently, or maybe we'll both explain it while we're there, because I've got some really, really, really good ideas, I think. And of course, she is better. She'll be better at actually deciphering my craziness, and her her input on it and how to change it and how to make it better is like way awesome. Anyway, so yeah, do you know Winsome Games? Like, have you seen them? I would imagine in Australia they're very hard to come by. Um, you know, the John Bohr stuff, the stuff that ends up being like Queen Games makes a lot of his stuff into real games. Oh, and so did Capstone. Like, what is it? Irish Gauge was one of his. Okay, so John Bohr does these clamshell games. He used to have a subscription service. You would pay him. He would tell you what games he's making, and you would be subscribed. And it was this old Yahoo group, and you would send him with money order. You would send him 100 and something bucks, and he sends you 3 games. It happened once every year, right around February, and you would get these 3 games, usually an Age of Steam map. Yeah, usually it was an Age of Steam map, and then you'd get these other 2 games. More than likely, one of them was an 18xx expansion, or you'd basically use 1830, and you'd put this one in there. But then they would have solo, like Irish Gauge was one of the games that came in a clamshell like that. And basically, it's like the very minimal of work. It's, crappy printing, no good art. The shares are construction paper with printing on them, like just like black printing on them, telling you, 1 share, 2 share, 3 share, and it's been basically cut. and then they get turned into real games by other publishers, and they basically give them $1,000 to make whatever. Yeah, yeah, very much so. Very, very, very much so. Yeah, I'm from the zine era myself. We used to do like metal and stuff on zines and tape trading through mail back in the day. Anyway, it has something to do with the kind of stuff he was doing. Oh, John Bohr. He does some great work. He's a crazy dude, but great work. Crazy, crazy dude. Not enough purple to do that. Not a whole lot we can do. We'll use this green to draw a card. Yeah, use this green, draw a card. That is a yellow, which is here. This is here, and this is here. Then their turn. They have so much they can do. They're gonna run out of resources and not be able to do it. Purple. Oh, this one was used. Bam. So there's only that one, and that's going to take one green to move it forward and another 2 greens, so they don't have it. So that's not happening. What's on the back of here? Coin. Don't know. They need a 3. I can see problems. They could do a purple and 2 and then fail this one. And if they failed it, that would look like this. Do a blue and a green. It would look like that. So we'll put the 4 here. Take the unhappiness. 2, which is... Yeah, Age of Steam was a Bohr winsome with Wallace. Wallace claims that it's his majority, and of course Bohr thinks it's his. I think it's called the Northern... I don't know. There's an earlier game in the Winsome series that you can tell that's where Age of Steam was spawned from. It's so similar, but it's not as good. So I think like Bohr's innovation to that game makes Age of Steam, but you can't make Age of Steam without the core. So I think it's called like New York Pacific or some shit like that. I forgot what it's called, but it's like the precursor to Age of Steam. And it's pretty good, but it's not as good as Age of Steam. But you can definitely tell the bones. The bones are there. The bones. I feel like, I've prided myself on not being like being like pretty eclectic in my taste and like liking all kinds of stuff, not just board games. But I'm starting to realize that while I'm talking to you, that like how much of a deep down nerd I am, because I know all this stupid train stuff. God damn it! I thought I was cool for a minute. I'm nerd cool. I guess that's coming back. If they do that, which is those three, they try to fail this one. Which means this goes here. I'll have to figure that part out. It's definitely not the old cool. Hopefully it's the new cool, because it's definitely not the old cool. What the hell is that? Answering a text. What time is it there? I don't know why I'm asking. I can just look. I've got you guys. Oh, shit. It's already 7. Damn. Seven on a Friday night. I usually should be asleep right now, but since it's a holiday tomorrow's our Veterans Day, I get to stay up a little bit late. I probably shouldn't stay up too late. I probably should go to bed and get up early and start working on this shit and start making all the changes. I've got so much fucking artwork to do on this game. I'm seeing, I can basically stop right there. I know what works and what doesn't work. I'm having cube problems, which I didn't have before, but that's because I'm doing some interesting new stuff. But anyway, I guess I'm going to stop right there. Man, it was awesome. Awesome talking to you. I can't wait to meet you in person and watch you play the cost solo. It's going to be cool. Yeah, it has. And it's going to continue because this is, like I said, this is still maybe 10% of where it's going to be at. Maybe less. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Man, I really appreciate you staying by and talking. Or actually, I'm doing the talking. I'm doing the reading, too. I'm doing everything in this relationship. Anyway, yeah, I can't wait to be there and check out game day. And if I'm playing the cost, I can't wait to lose to you guys at the cost or show you some interesting things that I can do on the cost that you probably guys haven't thought about. Yeah, man. Catch you later, Jace. Been great talking to you, man. I'll see you later. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn this damn thing off. Cool, man. Peace out.